When we talk about learning a new programming language, most people think the first step is to search for best learning resources for XYZ or to jump into a giant playlist of tutorials. But here's the truth. If you spend weeks just watching tutorials without touching the keyboard for anything meaningful, you fall into what's often called tutorial hell. In tutorial hell, you feel like you're learning because you're watching videos, but you're not actually applying the knowledge. You're just passively absorbing information, and when you finally try to code on your own, you freeze. So here's my take. Instead of starting with endless resources, start by building something, a project, no matter how small, that forces you to use the basics of the language. And yes, you will get stuck. That's normal. That's the point. When you hit a problem, that's when you go to documentation, search online, or watch a short tutorial. But you do it with purpose, solving a real problem you're facing in your project, not just passively following along. Here's something important. In almost every programming language, the core concepts are the same. You have variables, data types, loops, conditional statements, functions, file handling, and maybe some standard library functions. The main difference between languages is mostly syntax, how those concepts are written and structured. So instead of trying to memorize every single syntax rule before you start, why not pick a project that forces you to naturally use all those basics in one place? That's what I'm going to share with you today. The project I recommend is something called XDD. If you've used Linux for a while, you might have seen or used the command line tool XDD or sometimes XXD. It's a utility that takes a file and displays its contents in hexadecimal form, along with the corresponding ASCII characters. For example, if you run this command, it'll show you something like this. It basically gives you a hex dump of any file. Why XDD is perfect for learning? When you try to implement your own version of XDD from scratch, you'll touch on all the essential programming basics. File handling. You'll learn how to open files, read data in chunks, and write output to another file or to the terminal. Loops. You'll use loops to read the file byte by byte or chunk by chunk. Conditionals. You'll handle cases like end-of-file detection, formatting decisions, and command line arguments. Data types and casting. You'll work with bytes, integers, and strings, and learn how to convert between them. String formatting. You'll learn how to format hexadecimal output in a clean, readable way. Command line arguments. You'll probably want to make it so the program takes input and output file paths from the command line. Error handling. You'll deal with invalid files, permission errors, or incorrect arguments. All of that, in one small, self-contained project. It's not a massive multi-month build. Most people can make a working version in a single day, and if you're still learning, maybe a few days. But the lessons you take from it will carry over to any programming language you pick up in the future. If you're starting with a new programming language, don't drown yourself in tutorials. Pick a small but meaningful project like XDD, and build it from scratch. You'll end up touching almost every core feature of the language, and more importantly, you'll understand why those features exist. And who knows, you might even end up improving your version and using it in your daily workflow. Plus, it's a pretty cool project to show off on GitHub when someone asks, "What have you built with this language?" So, stop scrolling through 10-hour tutorial playlists. Pick up your editor, open the documentation, and build your own XDD clone. You'll learn more in a few hours of coding than in weeks of passive watching.